Well, thank you very much for stopping by the Random Green Podcast. On today's podcast episode, I want to talk about a little bit of a touchy, serious topic with all the individuals that you saw, perhaps, on social media crying over Trump not winning. If you're upset, that's fine, but there's better ways to throw in a temper tantrum like a little 2-year-old. And that always seems to be with the left, the far left, or the people that give no evidence of Trump. There's no evidence when someone gives evidence, or someone makes a claim, they should back it up with evidence. Does anyone really know? I should know. I mean, there really is no evidence for perhaps the Creator, only faith, not just faith, but there's more to it than that. But I really want to focus more on this topic of the left always getting so they're the tolerant left, right? There are so many. Go on YouTube, type in the crazy reaction of I seen almost 100 individuals just freaking, if it was one person on the right, then it would be national news. But as you know, MSNBC, which, again, this is why I know my dad hates Trump, because he watches MSNBC all the time. You want to decide for yourself. Really, sure, Trump is flawed. He's a prick. He's probably arrogant and, he is narcissistic. And maybe you want to say he did committed an insurrection. Well, okay. But when the economy was flourishing under him, I mean, it was a lot better than what it was. I mean, you look at everything, that the prices, the rent going up and exponentially crazy, where the prices on rent were just nuts. It keeps on going up. And time will tell if Trump can fix it. And as you know, it's only one person, so it's not like we live in a republic / democracy. I will give it that. It's a republic and a democracy, because there's people who say it's a democracy, the people say it's a republic. Okay, so what? I mean, you know what? In these things that are so, getting back to, I'm trying to think of something to say productive. And maybe you don't agree, and that's fine. That's okay. But getting back to the far left, or the left, not even the left, individuals that talk about acceptance. How some of those videos, they talked about people, they wanted to die because they voted for Trump. Wow. That really goes to show you that you have no tolerance and that you're a hate-filled person. You call out hate, but then you contradict yourselves by being really hateful. Absolutely hateful towards individuals like the people that voted for him. And they're not these, redneck MAGA hat wearers. They're not out there with MAGA hats and MAGA clothing. They just voted for him because they thought they would be a better person to run the country. And when they gave examples of individuals, or the individuals that gave examples of Trump being this awful person, they could never come up with one. They could never give solid reasoning on the fact that when he was in office, did you know that, like I say, there was no wars going on, but when Biden in there was all these new wars. Huh. Trust me. I mean, you look at individuals like these leaders. Say what you will, and you may say, well, he loves Putin, and Putin likes Trump. Putin's in fear of Trump because he knows not because Trump is this bad dude that was like, he can appear out of nowhere and fly at somebody and, take him out. Not literally, he can't do that, but in figurative sense, he does, because Trump knows what he did in like 2017 to Syria. He took a rocket and launched that rocket at Syria, a major outlet of the Syrian army or whatever, He really took it to him after the Syrian government went after their civilians, or civilians. I believe that's what it was. And here we have individuals that just hate Trump for because his personality. They get soft, or the rhetoric that he has. So what? Grow a pair. Stop being so fragile. It's, really, no one can give a really solid reason on why he would be a bad leader. In fact, he's done more for America than Biden or Harris ever did. I bet you when he gets reelected, I might be wrong. Hopefully I'm not, because we need America to be good again. But in all reality, this could be the last presidency. I mean, if you believe in what the scriptures say. But I don't want to really make it about that. It could be the last before Daniel 2:44 is fulfilled. You think about it, what Trump has done, what he's done for the individuals in America versus what Biden did. Biden raised, the inflation was out of control. Prices were just, it's like he didn't want to. I mean, eggs were terrible. I mean, I can't even remember how much eggs were. And they were really ridiculous. But, I mean, I will do a video of me in the future if I'm wrong about this. If I'm around, I will definitely say, look, if I remember to, of course, I was wrong about Trump, and I swallow my words. His policies didn't do anything, but I'm confident that they will, and the gas prices, right after he takes office, gas prices should go down. I mean, it shouldn't go up. It maybe go up for a week or two, but really, when it comes down to it, the main thing is not so much, it's policy over person, people. It's policy over person. You look at individuals that get so mad and cried and they broke their television set, some of these crazy nuts. Some of these nut jobs they threw their freaking TV. And then they call these people that voted for him, I hope they die. Really? The people that actually call out the hate are the much worse individuals. They're hate-filled individuals. It's just amazing how that works. It's just so ironic. And then they call themselves loving and the tolerant individuals. But these same tolerant individuals hate Trump because what he said and his rhetoric, I guess. I mean, after all, that stuff about Charlottesville was debunked. Very debunked. It was debunked big time. And I'm not a big Trump fan. I don't particularly like the guy. Like I say, getting back to him, I think he's kind of obnoxious, narcissistic. But he's a better leader than Biden or than Harris ever will be. If you remember that debate, do you remember the debate of Trump asking Harris, she wants to defund the police. He said it twice. She wants to defund the police. She never rebutted. She never did a rebuttal on that statement. I would have, of all the times he said that, Harris never came up with a rebuttal even. At least come up with a rebuttal and say, no, I don't want to defund the police. I want the law. You think about these individuals that don't you want law and order? I mean, Trump would be the first person to protect that because all that money was going to Ukraine. You want Ukrainian money? Yeah, or you want the money to go to Ukraine? My dad goes, well, we need good international relations. That's true, Dad, but we don't need $200 billion going to Ukraine. Are you kidding me? That money needs to be spent, and that's why the inflation was high. It's simple economics. It's basic understanding of if you give money to other countries, which you do. But I mean, I might be wrong in this, but Biden was he didn't give that much money to the national defense. I mean, he as compared to like what Trump did, and maybe I'm wrong, and of course, I'm not going to say I'm not going to be dogmatic and say I'm 100% right. I'm totally right in this. There's a few things that I understand that, what Trump says. And again, I admit that he's not the best, but at least if Harris got elected president, I guarantee there wouldn't be no people that were Trump fans would go out there and start screaming and kicking the television set and be having a temper tantrum. That is like the woke fungus does it. You can be woke about certain things, but woke about that is crazy. Like for me, I'm all about climate change. I'm all on board with the climate change. I get it. Climate change is something maybe that Trump doesn't like, but right now there's bigger problems to face with inflation, home prices, owning your own home, and rent prices. Rent is crazily, and maybe I'll have a change of thoughts about this. But right now, I really want to talk about, like I say, the individuals that just absolutely made a fool of themselves, kicking TVs, screaming, throwing hissy fits, temper tantrums like a 2-year-old would. Not a 2-year-old wouldn't even do that. And don't worry. It'll be okay, and it's enough for me to say. But the states will decide. There's not going to be like I say, there's certain things that probably you just have to work through. Just accept it. It is what it is. It's reality. And then that 4B movement, if you really want to be 4B movement, that's not going to affect anybody. It's certainly not going to affect me. There's really. I've been celibate for how many years? I think 10 million years I've been celibate. So, it's certainly not going to affect me. That 4B movement. I know I'm going in different directions, but hey, it's the Random Green TV YouTube channel, and this podcast is brought to you by the Random Green TV. Okay. Look, relax, people. It is what it is. I didn't plan on saying it is what it is, and I'm sorry. But I want to keep this podcast, under an hour. So, under a half an hour. So, I could probably say a lot more. But again, that those individuals they really were the ones who call themselves anti-hate are usually the most hateful people. That's very ironic, and there's a lot of ironic things in this world, so I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for listening and watching the Random Green TV podcast. Thank you.
You